Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Zeros to Heroes. Hey everybody, we're starting our Dungeons and Dragons adventure at level 0. We're starting with this campaign. Dungeons and Dragons adventure at level 0. Can you hear me? Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, we're starting our adventure with level 0 characters. They are still in a small town, and there's a huge festival about to occur on the day that they're here. Last time we met our characters, and they were preparing for the big celebration, the 500th anniversary of their little town of Gladewell. And the huge city of Amon has recognized this town as being a place of worth, and they've sent people out to welcome Gladewell into the fold of all the other territories that Iman holds in this world. And the town is excited. People are coming from near and far to join the celebration. They've sent lots of delegates to almost as recruiters to make new things available to the folk of Gladewell. And today, the horns have just blown to start the celebration. So, in the town of Gladewell, the smells of spices and sweet foods and baked foods, the cacophony of voices laughing and shouting to one another, little kids running by underfoot, people setting up tents and booths and calling, hawking their wares. But today, everything's free in Gladewell. And so you're hearing calls for pies, for different types of meat, for different beverages, all kinds of food and drink. People are setting, everybody's trying everything. And as this chaos, almost, this structured chaos begins. Overhead, the sky is blue. The hills surrounding the town of Gladewell are green. And amid this chaos that's happening in town, a lone green-haired elf is coming down the hillside toward town. Tell us about what Fern is thinking as she creeps toward Gladewell in the bright morning sun.
Fern is excited. She loves festivities. It's something she always used to look forward to, especially the Midsummer Festival. And so she's not really sure what they're celebrating, but she knows that there's something in the air that brings excitement. And that means there's going to be a lot of people about that she will have an opportunity to play with. So she is thinking about the layout of the city that she was looking at earlier, and how she can best get around and find a good place to perch. And she is actually going to head to a rooftop where she can watch everything kind of unfold a little bit.
As Fern creeps down the hillside, and I assume that Fern is trying to be stealthy.
Yes.
Or stay as hidden as she can. Even though it's a kind of a bare hillside, there are rocks, there are bushes and things. As you creep down, you hear a sound behind you. Now, earlier, you're fiddling with an acorn, right? Mm-hmm. And you were talking to the squirrels in the woods. You hear a sound. It's a very slight sound. It could be a squirrel. Do you look over your shoulder to see?
She's gonna whistle once and see if there is a response, like this is a squirrel that knows her, or if it's something else.
When you whistle, you hear thudding against the rocks on the hillside. You can't stop yourself. You spin around, and it seems like you caught them mid-charge downhill, is a huge brown centaur.
Oh,
He looks over at you. His hair is long and black. It cut into a mohawk, but it's super long, flowing down his neck and his back. He is wreathed in flowers. And she's got pockets around her human waist and strapped to her horse side, and she's holding this shield, and she stops. She stopped like she hit the brakes on the hill, and she's looking over at you to the left.
did she run into a rock or she just stopped?
No, she just stopped, like
Okay.
hit the brakes. Like it seemed like she was super quiet until you whistled, and then you heard her.
Okay.
She's looking at you right in the eyes. You've been made. What do you do?
Fern is going to kind of catch herself, and then she's going to smile and point at the flowers that she's wearing and say, "Good choices."
The centaur pauses for a moment, gives you a nod, changes directions slightly, and gallops away down the hill. Very, very quietly, so even though she's galloping, you barely know that you can barely hear a thing. Super, super quiet. She gallops down the hill. You can track her going down, and she curves in toward town.
Fern's eyebrow lifts. She is very intrigued by this centaur. She really wants to know more about this. And so she's going to kind of alter her plans a little bit and veer off in the direction of the centaur.
Okay. Now, the centaur, you can see her. She's galloping down and curving toward Gladewell, and definitely headed for the celebration.
Okay.
Flowers like lays kind of just blowing behind her as she gallops.
Fern is going to whistle again and try to get one of her squirrels to come perch on her shoulder. And then she's going to find a good little area where she feels more camouflaged and move to kind of spy on what this centaur is doing.
Okay. As soon as you whistle, a squirrel scampers up your leg and up to your shoulder and chitters in your ear. Do you speak to animals? Can Fern understand squirrels?
I don't know that she knows the language, but they have an understanding between each other.
Okay. So the squirrel looks at you, jumps down, and scampers to the next big rock, and turns around from the shade of the rock and looks back at you.
She clocks her and runs after the squirrel quietly.
All right, so Fern is approaching the village. About this time, Fern hears a horn blast. You look for the centaur. She's already gone into Gladewell. The blast of a horn rings out across the valley, and everybody in Gladewell knows exactly what this means. It means things are beginning. Today's activities include, among other things, 4 tasks or 4 challenges that you could participate in. Lots of people will. Even some adults are participating, like, aged adults who've been around for a while, maybe want to change, because the word is, if you do well in these activities, you may find someone to support you and teach you and take you away, maybe back to Iman or somewhere, to be something other than a miner or a farmer or a hunter or a lumberjack, which are typically the trades of Gladewell, which is a small town. So this is the first chance that you guys are getting, and some adults are going to even be participating. As the horn blows, you see that overnight they have built, just on the edge of town, a huge arena. It's just got poles stuck in the ground, short poles, maybe 4 feet tall, just driven in, stakes driven in to make a very large circular area. And they're right now finishing setting up some stands, some raised seats for viewers to sit in and watch. And also a couple of people are bringing tent poles with tarps on top. They're jogging them over and they're setting up tents. It's all coming together right before your eyes as you guys are eating and drinking, and like, this is breakfast and brunch and whatever. Some of you guys might be overindulging. There are a lot of people who are. You know that the first event, the first challenge today, is to get a team together and find a flower and bring it back. And the first team to do that is going to win that particular event. So, all that being said, the stage is set. Let's go to Stony. What's Stony doing in the crowd at this point?
Well, you said the food stalls were open, so
Oh, yeah.
I think to shirk his duty and responsibility, he's gonna start by eating there. What have you got for me? What kind of fried goodies you got?
Oh, there are fried sweetbreads. There are fried meats, fried fishes. If you're looking for fried foods, there are probably 10 or 15 different tables or booths to visit. You can follow your nose and find whatever you really want.
He's gonna go for the fish. He's very used to, farm meats and dairy and greenery, but he hasn't had much fish in his life. So he's gonna go for the... I don't know what kind of Taldorian, what the fish is like, but I guess maybe like a fried catfish or something sounds good.
Sure. You follow your nose into this one area where there are huge fish that you've never seen before, and you overhear the cook, or the guy working the grill, that these are saltwater fish from the sea, which is hundreds of miles from here. There is a bright blue one, there's a pink one, there's a bunch of small silver ones, and he's filleting them and laying them out and throwing them into the breading them and throwing them into the fryer and popping them out just as fast as he can go. It's so easy, it seems like he's not even trying. He's talking, barely looking, putting stuff in bread, putting it in the fryer, scooping it back out, filling up bunches of plates full, and people are just grabbing as they wish.
Excuse me, sir. Could I interest you in perhaps me having a taste of all of your fine fishes?
Little busy here. Go ahead and take some. He turns back to his work.
All right, he's gonna start taking.
Sure. And like I said, everything's free today. These are experiences for people of Gladewell. These are things that you now get and can trade for, because now you're members of this vast empire that stretches out from Iman. It won't always be free, certainly. This is just your introduction.
All right, well, that's how Stony starts.
Sure. Now, Stony was with who? Can you remind me?
Pieta and Rip.
So, Pieta and Rip, you guys see Stony like, instantly start heading for the fried fish. Do you guys follow?
I do.
I'm gonna stay with Pocket, but as I'm walking with them, I am liable to get sidelined by some food carts as well.
Okay.
Just not a big fish guy. Maybe some like foraged foods or dairy. Big on dairy, big luxury. If
Okay.
there's any cheeses,
There
I
are
will be at the
some.
cheese stand.
There are some what you guys would call foreign cheeses that huge wheels. You see a cheese cart with wheels of cheese. Now, you guys make cheese here. Some people make cheese. There's goat cheese. There's wheels of cow cheese, but you see different intricately shaped ones. Some of them are pressed into different animal shapes. One of them is pressed into a star. It's about as big as a huge wheel of cheese, but it's got 5 rays on it. And the vendor is just slicing them up and giving people little, cubed tastes of these cheeses.
I'm gonna take as many cheese samples as I can until it starts looking suspicious and I can tell people are looking at me suspiciously, and then I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, there are plates and things, so you can be scraping things, filling up a plate of cheeses.
Put it in my pockets here and there,
You look over your shoulder and you see Stony doing the same thing with the fried fish.
My guy.
And just to fit in, Pieta kind of does that too.
Yeah.
Like,
An adult passing by, you guys are, young adults, but an older fellow passing by says, save some for the rest of us, and keeps walking. But yeah, you're filling up your plates. You are, you know that the first event is coming soon. The trumpet blares, the horn blares, and what do you do when the horn goes off?
Look up. And then look to Pieta and Stony and see where they're gonna go next.
I get startled and jump onto Stony's arms, that kind of.
No! Stop that! Pieta, please.
Sorry, got startled.
I say we go into the direction of the trumpet. That should be where the event is, right? I mean, that only makes sense. Yes.
You see people starting to look over and talking. You overhear people saying, "That's the first horn. The tournament's going to start soon. The events, the challenges. Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" People are talking. You see friends, people your age that you've known from school. You see little kids all heading that way. At this time, you would have eaten enough to have had enough for a normal breakfast. You can continue eating as you walk if you wish, but the people are starting to tend in that direction. What is Sunny up to?
Yeah. I was probably also just going around trying different foods. I definitely went to the meat stall and got a nice piece of beef. Took out a handful of sugar and sprinkled it on and then ate that. And I'm just walking around until I hear the trumpet blare, and then as soon as I hear it blare, I'm going to place my left hand on my younger brother's shoulders, Seymour, and be like, "Oh, we have to go check this out. I think I heard it's a competition of some sorts," and I start steering him in that direction. And as I'm walking, though, I have my other hand on my brand new cloak and I'm twirling around, making sure people see the brightness of it.
You definitely catch eyes.
Lovely, I'm loving it.
In fact, Fern, from wherever you are, as you make it to the edge of town, the first thing you notice is the riot of color on this cape, and then you recognize the person wearing it, although you're still hidden behind buildings or something. Sunny, are you headed toward the you're headed toward the tournament, right? The challenges. Okay. Who's your youngest brother or sister?
I'll be with one of my brothers. His name's Seymour. He's
Right.
around 17 and he's in school right now.
Do you have younger ones, little bitty ones?
Yeah, I have a younger sister named Alara. I left her at home with the parents.
Oh, you see Alara come sprinting through the crowd. She said she sees you and runs and holds up a coin. They paid me, and runs off in a different direction. Yeah. And
my
you
brother
see,
would be like,
yeah, you and your brother. There goes Alara, and then you see another kid come through and say, "Buddy, 20 minutes!" And he's holding a coin in his hand and runs, and you hear your sister Alara over there yell, "20 minutes!" And what you determine is they have paid some little kids to run around and announce that the tournament is starting in 20 minutes.
did I see my parents anywhere in sight? I just see
Nope.
Alara running around.
Yeah, just running around.
I turn to Seymour and be like, she's going to get a talking to later about that.
All right,
I
so
continue making the way and hope that she can find her way home.
Fern, you see everybody headed over toward this new part that you hadn't noticed before. It's a circular area with wooden stakes put in it. It's pretty big. It's probably 200 feet across, big circle, and they're setting up tents and stuff. As you watch, lots of people, visitors, people you know are not from Gladewell, are moving into these tents, which are set up on the edges of this circle to watch. You see a gnome, a tiny gnome, super thin. Many gnomes are kind of stoutly built. This one is extremely thin, narrow face, long pointy nose, straight white hair, and he's got a harp in his hand, and he's plinking it as he goes along. You can catch the notes from this thing. He's really good, and he's smiling and waving to people as he goes. You see an old man, human, with his face looks old, but he's got long spiky green hair just coming out in huge spikes out of his head. And he's got gold robes, bright pink shoes, and he's bowing and saying hello to people. He doesn't have a beard, but he's got a green mustache that comes out and is twirled at the ends, about a foot wide on each side. You see a couple of more stately people, clearly dressed in robes of the Dawnfather, which everybody knows the symbol of the Dawnfather. They're walking to. This person is walking with another person similar. Clearly, one is in charge, one is kind of following. You guys, as you walk your way over there, you're noticing all these people. You see the noble from Iman, who called himself Duke Granbury of Iman, gave a speech, is stepping up. He's followed closely, again, by a pair of people in red, a pair of people in green, and a pair of people in gray. He's got 6 people behind him. They're all kind of talking quietly to each other as they follow him. people in warrior gear, soldiers, lots of people. You guys all notice 2 centaurs. They kind of command attention to a degree. They're not doing anything, but they just tower above most of the people here. The biggest people you've seen before are some Goliaths, some half-giants, who work around here. They... Huh. I think the half-giants are lumberjacks, but I can't... I'll figure it out in a minute. Oh, no. Half-giants, they are herders. They farm. An interesting thing about Gladewell is they have a very specific herd of dinosaurs. And you all would know this. They are what most people call duck-bill dinosaurs. They're called hadrosaurs. And the Goliath family, the Haldersons, are actually hadrosaur farmers. And you've seen them around. They're just like giant cows. They're very peaceful. You've heard the bull hadrosaur bellowing many times, and it rings off of the hills of the valley. But the biggest people you've seen before are Goliaths. But these centaurs are taller and broader. They're just imposing and impressive. One of them, as described earlier, is female with brown hair and fur. And she's just covered with flowers, and pouches and things are hanging off of her. She's got a big wooden shield. And the other one next to her is solid white. He is a male centaur. He's also covered with tattoos and runes that are blue. And he has a staff in his hand. But all these people gathering around, and the little kids running here and there saying, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, zipping around. And as the crowd funnels around, no one is in the middle. Everyone is on the edges. And people are talking. Let's see what's going on. What is Rip doing as you...
As we're approaching the center of where everything is, do they know that the centaurs are the herbalists already? Is that like a pre-established fact?
You
I think
knew...
that they would be distracted by them anyways because they're so big, especially being a gnome. They're huge.
Mhm.
And just trying to grapple with the fact that they have 6 limbs. 6 limbs? And they're
You knew
very...
that herbalists were coming. And
yes, okay.
these two, you didn't know they'd be centaurs, but these two have the... If you get close, you can smell the herbs, the like saturation of nature coming off of it.
Okay. So knowing that there were going to be herbalists present, and knowing that that was kind of Rip's bigger passing interest, they're going to kind of follow their nose a little bit through the crowd, try and figure out where this naturey... They kind of pick up on some herbs that they know, and they're like, ooh, those must be the medicinal people. Let me see if I can find them. Kind of make their way through the crowd until they see these centaurs and how big they are, and how massive they are, and how strange they look, and just kind of stop dead in my tracks. And just be kind of close and try not to stare, but definitely still...
They're getting a lot of stares. Do you think that Rip would have heard of such things in stories or history or lore?
So the village they come from does not have a very strong, a very strong written tradition at all. Very little books. They would know that there's like like half human, half monster creatures out into the world, but I think this would probably be one of the first times that they've encountered a centaur or anything that looks quite like them.
And
You
would you
know.
say anything to Pocket, or are you even with Pocket anymore?
I think I've probably left Pocket. I don't know. I think my singular purpose of like where are these herbalists has kind of taken me a little bit away from my safety net of sticking with Pocket or sticking with Pieta and Stony.
Oh, you're alone. Got it.
Yeah, I've kind of made my way. I smelled that smell and was like, ooh, those are the people those are the people Pocket wants me to talk to. And not being with Pocket anymore, I'm like, I'm gonna slip away from Pieta and Stony and figure out where this smell is coming from. And then find myself at the foot of really enormous centaurs and not know what to do with myself. Probably look around to see if Pocket is within view. Be like, where help?
Absolutely
supposed
not.
to be this
You're in
big?
a crowd, and these things tower over you.
Yeah,
Speaking
and I'm
of-
tiny, so like
Right.
gone. So I'm just
Speaking
gonna
of-
be
Sure. So you're hanging out there on the edge near the centaurs, just checking them out, and a bunch of kids are as well. Fern, you have watched people head over there. Do you follow?
Yeah, so Fern is gonna start kind of snaking her way through. As she goes, she's keeping her eye on all of the different the groups that are forming around her. She's kind of enthralled by all of this color. She's never seen so many colorful outfits in one place, and it's really exciting to her. But she gets a little sidetracked on the way because she notices all of the food stalls and how distracted they all are while they're kind of single-mindedly doing their thing. And she decides that she's going to kind of subtly switch some of the food around to different stalls while they're working on things, because it's a great opportunity, and maybe take a couple of berries, and then she's going to head in the direction of the centaurs.
Yeah, people are busy. A lot of people are not really interested in going over there yet, so they're still eating and talking, especially some of the people who've, established here, like the people who've been in Gladewell for years. They're getting older. They just want to talk and have a good time. They certainly aren't going to compete with these youngsters. And so you're slipping in between these people. Very easy to grab food from one table and drop it on another and just keep going around. And then, yeah, you can quickly do that. You're a little disappointed because nobody seems to notice or care.
No,
But, yeah.
she's very sad.
Yeah. You're waiting for a big reaction and nobody's watching and nobody notices. You do see the fishmonger, the guy, the fried fish guy, look down and see a piece of cheese on his table. He looks around, shrugs his shoulders, pops it in his mouth, and goes back to work. So yeah, you're slipping over toward this tournament area. You also see the centaurs. They're a head taller than the Goliaths. They're almost 10 feet high. So you can see their heads, and you see the female that you saw on the hillside.
Oh my
But they're in the crowd. You would have to enter the crowd to work your way towards some of these people.
Okay. So are they across, or are they just kind of embedded within the crowd?
They're embedded. People are talking to them. People are getting close to look at them. There are lots of people, like the soldiers from Kimal in their brown uniforms. They're talking to people that you've seen around town, trying to recruit them into the army. There's this one dude, this dwarf with red hair and a plaited beard, tons of rings coating his finger, just standing there all by himself. And when somebody looks up, somebody comes close, he looks at him real quick, like daring them to walk closer. He's got plate mail on and a huge war axe strapped to his back. He's got a big old scar, a couple of scars running down the left side of his face. He looks really annoyed. Just lots of different people around. This is just some of the people you see.
Fern is gonna kind of push past him and
Okay.
giggle and wink at him while she goes, at his seriousness. And then she's going to head over to where she's closer to kind of the foot of the centaur. But as she's going, she's going to remember that she was originally trying to find a specific someone. And so she's going to kind of keep heading that direction, but keep her eye out for Stony.
Okay. As you wink at this dwarf, he doesn't change expression, but he says, "Morning, lass." As if this is just his resting bitch face. He's not mad. He's actually in a pretty decent mood. He said good morning to you. This is just the way he always is. Looking for Stony. I don't think you see him yet. You do see a flash of that same cape, or is it a cape or cloak? The cloak, the super bright cloak. You know where that person is. You see them moving like occasionally because they're so bright.
Is she moving away from where I'm going, or towards?
Since this thing is in a big circle and people are crowding in the circle, she's probably on the other side, maybe 100 or so feet away.
Okay,
The
she's just
centaurs
gonna.
also are 100 feet in the opposite direction.
She's just gonna take note of where the cloak is in the crowd and head
Okay.
over.
So looking for Stony. What is Stony up to? Rip is gone. Pieta's still probably following at your elbow, but you're now surrounded by people. You've got a plate of slowly cooling, greasy food. You know what the first event is, and you're gathering around. What's Stony up to?
Yeah, he's just trying to get. So there's like a ring of people, and there's like a center, right?
Yeah, nobody's in the center yet.
Okay. Can he see how things are like set up, or for this
At
first
this
event
point,
here?
it's just spectators and this
Just
big
spectators.
open area. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you got an idea, but nothing's happening yet.
Okay, and does he spot the place to like register for this event?
You don't know. They did blow the horn, so you just assume somebody. You see the little kids running around giving you time. It's like,
Stony turns to Pieta and he says, so what should we do? I'm not really sure where to go in these things. We don't really get much festivals. What is it that, you want to do?
Yet this kind of in his mind, he's hoping to see Mari, or even spot Harry again, just to kind of like check in on his friends. So he seems a bit distracted when you're speaking.
Where are you looking? What?
Oh,
What is?
sir.
Hello?
Hey. Did you say something to me? Huh?
Yes, I am entirely speaking to you.
Oh,
Why are you not paying attention to me?
it's what did you say?
I'm saying, what are we supposed to do?
Oh, you're so funny. Oh, I don't. Usually I just kind of let Harry lead the way, but man, I guess we just wait for this thing to start. Is there anywhere to sign up? What's going on? What is this? What is this even about?
It's about finding a job. Well, for me, I would like to find a job. But I suppose you could find your purpose here if you so chose. But, of course, I am not the leader of your destiny. You must make that decision for yourself.
Are you
And all
offering?
the other stuff.
Do you want to be the leader of my destiny? You can if you want.
No. Gods above, no. That's not even for me. No, that's entirely for you. Too much work for me. not that I'm saying that you're too much work to be worked on. We all have a sizable. You know what? I'm just going to stop talking. And just
About this time, Pieta, you see your friend Harry walking out into the middle of the big circle. And you see right next to him his dad, the mayor.
That's my friend Harry, and that's the mayor next to him.
you always did just have the strongest grip.
Wait. Let's listen.
And so the mayor walks out into the center, and Harry's kind of right behind him, next to him, because Harry's his son. And the mayor puts out his hands and tries to get quiet. People are talking and excitedly. There's so much chatter. It takes a few minutes. He quiets everyone down. And he looks around and he says, "The first event! We'll give instructions once you choose your team. Quickly choose a team and come to the center." And people start babbling and excited and chattering and yelling, and some people run out into the middle and turn around and they say, "Come on," and nobody comes, and they run back to the edge and try to pull somebody on. What is Sunny doing?
Hear that I need to find a team, so I'm a little concerned that I'm just with my brother. So I just walk out to the center and I start looking around, just hoping to see someone I know, or hopefully someone will come to me. But I make it known that I'm looking for a team, and I'm just like,
Okay.
I'm here.
Fern, you see this. You're stuck in people. You are out of your element. And you see out in the middle where everybody can see her, Sunny has walked into this circle first. You see that cloak.
Fern is getting ferried by the crowd. Like she did not expect this to happen, and so she's getting kind of moved in the direction of the middle, where everyone's kind of congregating. So she finds herself moving in that direction anyway, and she just kind of gives in and goes over toward where Sunny is.
Okay. Okay. Fern is in the public eye for the first time probably in Fern's life. You just get popped out into the middle, and you see one other person there who is just confidently standing, kind of clearly waiting to be joined.
Oh no.
Everyone's looking at Fern.
Fern panics a little bit and steels herself, turns, and decides it seems like they want me to stand next to her. So she goes and stands next to Sunny and smiles at her.
All right.
As I see you approaching, I like, "Hey, you!" Hi, and I throw my hands around you in a big hug.
Yes, hi, you, yes.
Yes, yeah, you're, Thor?
Fern. Yes.
Yes. Like the plant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're, mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know my name, right? We
Yes.
hung out.
Uh-huh. It's been a while, and we drank a lot, so I don't really remember your name. I'm so sorry.
I'll remind you. My name's Sunny. Well, technically my name's Sunrael, but my friends anyone can be my friend, so you can be my friend if you want. They all call me Sunny.
Okay, well, one step at a time, but I'll call you Sunny.
Okay, cool. Are you looking for a teammate? Because right now I just have my brother, and let's be honest, I cover his ears. I don't want to be on his team.
Team? Team?
Yes, to find the flowers.
Flowers! Oh, okay. This sounds like something I would enjoy. Tell me more.
That's all I know.
As you guys are talking, your brother says, I don't wanna, and starts squeezing away from you back toward the crowd.
Here.
Where are you more?
I don't wanna! And he just takes off.
Must not like flowers.
Gonna do with siblings.
All right.
Yes.
Rip.
Yeah, so once everybody starts really moving and scrambling, Rip's like, finally, people are acting normally, because back home with the war, everything is underground, so it's always super busy. Everybody's really packed and everybody's always moving. So they're like, perfect, great. So they start flipping through the crowd, trying to find their way back to Pieta and Stony, because they've realized that they're alone and they probably should get back to their friends who are expecting them to be on some of these teams today. And so they're slipping through the crowd, and they're actually going to be just kind of moving through, and then suddenly find themselves in the middle of that clearing as well, and spot Fern and Sunny, and just kind of deer in the headlights of like, didn't mean to be out in the open like this.
As that happens,
Yes.
you see other people taking the initiative to step on. You see other people forming groups. Most of them are fairly young folk, like between, teenage and young adult ages. But there are some older people, and some little kids are going to try, and their parents are grabbing them and pulling them back. But other people are starting to form teams because Sunny and Fern took the first step. So you don't see Stony and Pieta yet,
Okay.
but you're out in the middle.
Okay.
Stony, Pieta, what do you do? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna stand around flabbergasted for a moment until someone says something to me.
Stony, Pieta, I don't know if you were hoping to participate in this, but you see people starting to form teams, and as you watch, you see Rip just kind of go out into the circle and look around.
There we go. Now we can get started. Come on, Pieta. Let's go sign up for this event.
Yeah, it's gonna be like an adventure. Or unless we don't want to do it, but it's fine. We don't have to do it. But it should be fun.
Fun, yes, certainly, if you so choose to do that. Rip! Over here!
Oh my gosh, hi. Oh my gosh, oh there you guys are. I'm gonna go over and join them.
Thank goodness. So we're going to have to figure out how to find a flower if we're going to win. Which should be easy. We found plenty of flowers. Isn't that right, Rip?
Yeah, I think we can find it. Do they give you a drawing of it?
I
Will
am
you
not
describe
sure.
it?
Perhaps they will tell us what we need to do, eventually.
Yeah. Is this how many people we need for our team? Is this enough people? How many
Wait.
people are supposed to be on a team?
Also did not say how many people were supposed to be on a team.
Got it.
Does anybody need a team? Wait, it's just how many? Yeah, did we say how many people in the team?
No, they didn't. In fact, you look around and you see other people wondering also. There's a team with like 15 guys. It's all like school kids, like 15 years old or 14 years old. They're all just huddling together like
Small army getting ready to find this flower.
You see groups of 3s, 4s, 5s, 7s, just random groups. There aren't all that many. I think there are about 10 groups. One of them is Pieta, Stony, and Rip, which is a 3-person group. And one of them is Fern and Sunny, which is a 2-person group, who are the smallest group at this point.
Does Fern, since they're kind of coalescing into groups, does Fern notice Stony at all?
I think looking around, eventually Fern and Stony would see one another. Stony, do you want Fern to notice you?
Definitely not. So if he sees her first, he is hiding as best as he possibly can.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
How?
Neither of us are very big, so good luck.
Yeah. Fern came here specifically to find and mess with Stony. And so holding on to like the fringes of Sonny's vest or, some kind of accoutrement, Fern's like grabbing it pinching it between her fingers so you guys don't get separated, but definitely searching for Stony. What is Pieta doing?
Yetta is kind of just looking around.
Not talking to anybody, what are you looking for?
Like in the back of his mind, he's still looking for Mari, seeing if he can spot her. But otherwise, he's just kind of like judging the teams, seeing if he can get an advantage somehow or get more information, see what other people are speculating.
You see your friend Harry standing there with his hands behind his back, kind of just rocking back and forth, standing next to his dad. He's looking at you, but he's kind of looking down in a way like he wants to participate, but he's got to hang out with his dad.
I go like, "Hey, Harry, hey, what's up, guy? What's up?"
Yeah, he like,
Are you? Okay, I'll talk to you later. I will talk to you. Oh, you got it. Okay, okay.
Wait, Pieta, wait. The more the merrier. Is he good at finding flowers? Ask him if he could find flowers really well.
Do you want to join? Do you want to join us? Come here. Boo! Boo! Sorry, no disrespect to the mate. Okay. Hey, man.
his dad, you see his dad looking down at him like, he looks at his dad.
I like look away.
Yeah. He quickly just stands back up straight and straightens his outfit. Stands at attention again.
I turned to Stony. I mean, I tried.
I'm going to. I know you guys are level 0, and I hope this doesn't make anyone uncomfortable, but I am occasionally going to roll a die. Stony does not see Fern. Fern definitely sees Stony.
No.
Perfect.
As she does, the female centaur steps out into the center. And she rears up. And then, boom, sets back down. She doesn't say a word. She doesn't make a sound doing this. But the crowd instantly locks onto this huge creature and is waiting and watching. She nods to the mayor, who nods back to her, and he gestures, and she steps up. She says, "I will be accompanying the first challenge. Your assignment, all you teams, is to go to the top or thereabouts of the mountain. I need one of you guys to name the nearest mountain to Gladewell. First name I get wins."
Tall Peak.
Tall Peak?
Tall Peak.
Tall Peak. All right.
Yes.
Ow, peak.
I'm
Tall
glad you
Peak.
spoke. I was gonna name it Timothy.
My go-to name is Jeremy. So if that pops up anywhere, that's not off the cuff. That's usually someone's like, name this
I-
cat. I'm like, that's Jeremy, obviously.
Well, now that you said it, it's really hard to deny you that. Although my first inclination is to say, but I guess we're gonna have to do something. Anyway, she says, to the top of Mount, as you say, Tall Peak, Mount Calestri. You will find a golden crest-top flower and return it here. First team is the victor. And people are just waiting. What did she say? The golden what? The golden what? I think Rip definitely knows what she just
Got
said.
it.
Not
got
that not that Rip knows what that flower is, but Rip remembers the words. The golden crest top.
The golden crest top. Okay.
Fern knows several golden flowers and knows exactly where that mountain is and how to get there best. As the other teams are babbling around, what should I do? A couple of them start running. They just take off. And the centaur starts slowly jogging along, looking around to see if everyone's coming. What do you guys do?
Fern is kind of caught in the middle here because she was really set on pranking Stony, but she loves flowers, specifically the color gold. And so she knows there's a bunch of people going to take them, and she doesn't want them to get them. So she's kind of caught at a crossroads here. And I think she's going to ultimately kind of grin and bear it and grab Sunny and say, we need to go that way.
Okay. Is that the mountain?
Yes.
Yeah, there are lots of mountains around here. You guys would all know what Tall Peak is, but Fern knows it as Mount Calestri, which the centaur said. But everybody knows exactly where you're going now.
I grab Fern's hand and I start like skipping away, trying to pull her to go faster. Let's go! It's begun!
Perfect. Yes. Are you good at climbing?
Oh, scared of heights. Very deathly scared. I like to be close to the ground.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to forget that today, okay?
Ooh. Are you good at climbing? Wait, why do we have to climb? Flowers are typically on the ground.
It's a mountain.
I didn't think about that part. Okay, I'll just close my eyes and pretend I'm not high up.
Great idea. Just, here, and she'll kind of take a corner of the cloak and tie it to her own cloak so that they can't get separated and just charge
I love
off.
this idea. Yay!
Okay, a little bit about Mount Tall Peak. You guys know it. The town of Gladewell is in the foothills of a much larger mountain range. This Tall Peak just happens to be the tallest hill around. It's technically a mountain, but it's not like jagged and snow covered at the peak. It's just pretty tall. It's the tallest one.
Would have given you a different name if I had known that, probably.
It's okay. No, I like it. It's the tallest one here. That's
It's
what
the
we're going
tallest
with.
one.
Yeah, and it's far. It's not like you're gonna just jog up there and jog back down. You see, it runs through all your minds. you see these groups running ahead for what's going to probably be a full or at least a half day's journey there and back. They're just running like it's 100 yards away. But what do you guys do?
So, knowing how far that is, that it's like a half day there and a half day, like a half day there and a half day back, or is it like a half day round trip?
Round trip, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look around, knowing that it's pretty far off. I'm gonna take a quick look around and see if I see Pocket anywhere, because I know Pocket knows a lot about the local flora, being a druid, and I'm gonna see if I see them anywhere, and I can ask them what this flower looks like before we take off. If I don't see them, I'm gonna grab the guys and say, they said it's on the mountain, let's rock. And then probably leave Stony in the desk while me and Pieta sprint.
Hey.
I think when you
We'll
look
realize
around,
eventually he's not with us, you know?
you're kind of like stunned with the, like, you stepped into the middle, you were given a task, and things just exploded. You look around, Pocket is a tiny little dude.
Yeah.
You see legs and feet and people towering over you. You don't see Pocket.
Okay. That's a very good point. Is there anything I can climb up to look for Pocket? I do want to get a little idea of what this flower looks like before we take off, but if I don't see them, then I guess I don't see them.
Climb up on a tent or in the bleachers or something like that.
Yeah. Tent's a hard sell. I don't want to break anything. Yeah, if I don't see them in my like general vicinity, from the name I heard Golden Crest Top, I think I'm ready to start moving that way. And so I'm going to tell the guys, let's go.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Must we run the whole way? Can't we just go back to my farm and get horses or something? There were no rules saying that we couldn't. Please, I beg you. How are you much faster than I am? It's truly perplexing.
That might not be... When I hear him mention horses, I am gonna pause and look at Pieta. Should we get horses?
Well, I was gonna make fun of you and just kind of be like, "Hey, hurry up, man!" But I think the horses are a good idea because they didn't say how. They didn't give any restrictions, so I think we should try to do it. You know, better to say sorry than to ask or something, right?
And I know that we can get especially fast horses. They're tied up in my parents' barn. We'll just ride the horses out and then come back and I'll feed them a bunch of our family's amaranth and we'll be fine.
That sounds like a great idea. Wait, are we stealing from your parents?
No, we're not stealing, we're borrowing.
Oh, okay.
What do you think of this, Rip?
I mean, it kind of sounds like stealing, but they are your horses.
Well, technically, they're not my horses or my barn's horses, but we will be bringing them back, so why not just use the fast horses?
Yeah, I can't fight that logic. Let's go.
Okay. Yes, we'll steal the horses.
Okay, so you guys are heading back
borrowing.
to town.
Borrowing.
Fern, you see, tied together with Sunny, you see Stony stop his group, talk real quickly, and then bolt back toward the village.
Sunny, are your eyes still closed?
No, we haven't got yet.
Okay, good. Do you see that group?
Oh, yeah. I think that's the kid that gets bullied with my brother over there, too.
Interesting. Good to know. Well, they're going in the opposite direction. Does that seem odd to you.
They're definitely not going to win if they're not even going the right way. What idiots.
I don't know about that. Maybe we should follow them.
But what do you think they'll be doing?
I don't know. That's why we're going to follow them.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
You lead
good.
the way.
Let's go.
As we're like going to follow them, can I be looking around for various yellow and gold flowers on the ground?
Sure.
Even if it's just like a dandelion, I want to start like collecting them along the way.
You'll be able to stop and collect dandelions, but if you do that, you're going to lose sight of the others.
If she
I'll be
starts to
doing that.
stall, Fern is going to just kind of yank and keep her moving.
Okay.
I'll like trip a little because we're tied together, but I'm
Yep.
like, oh, fine. I was going to leave a trail of yellow flowers for the other people, but okay.
What, for the other people?
You confuse them. These can't possibly be the right ones, right?
Yes, correct. We're not on the mountain yet, Sunny.
Okay, we'll go with your plan. Let's find the trio.
Okay.
As you say this, you feel a presence next to you, and you guys look up. Running next to you, making no noise, is this giant centaur. And she says, "Are you quitting the tournament, the quest? Or shall I..." She looks over her
No.
shoulder. "I must go with the questers. I was wondering if you're coming."
Oh, we are not quitting, I promise.
"Then I will see you on the mountaintop." And she turns around and
We're talking to
runs
her
off.
though first. Does she have a golden flower on her? You said she was covered in flowers.
She's got all kinds of flowers on her.
Are any of them what Sunny would perceive as a golden crest flower, having no idea what kind of flower it is?
Potentially, she's got golden flowers on her.
I'd like to try to grab one as she starts galloping away.
Yeah, as she turns around, you reach out your hand and you just pull one off. And she runs a couple feet and turns around and she says, "Very wise. But I said you had to collect one on Mount Calestri or Tall Peak. You may not use mine." She
Oh.
waits there a second, like to see if you want to say anything else.
Will I see you on the mountain? Because if so, and I just go and I place the flower back on her.
"Thank you. I shall be there." She pulls the flower back off. "This is the flower you search for." And she hands it to you and runs away.
Do you see this, Fern?
I do, and Fern is going to pull out a little leather-bound, like very small leather-bound journal where she keeps pressed flowers and ask if she can put it in the book.
Yes, of course.
Perfect. So she'll add it to her collection, and then she's gonna yank on their tether and head in the direction that the trio went.
Okay, at this point, you've lost sight of them,
Dang it.
but I think you do know where Stony lives, right?
Mhm.
All right. So you guys are running through the crowd. The people are yelling like, "Don't give up so quickly! Come back! You'll do fine!" And some of them are laughing at you and pointing, "Going the wrong way, you dummies, you idiots!" But the crowd is starting to disperse, knowing this is going to take a while. All the competitors are in action. What are the three boys doing?
Running.
Running to Stony's. All right.
Yep.
Stony, you don't live
Hustling.
that far away. You make it there fairly quickly. What's the plan here?
The plan is to do like bump and skid. He's used to riding horses around his farm, and now he's good. So that's like an old car, right? Now he's gonna go for the new like souped up like massive horse, He's gonna look for like the best one that was parked there. He's gonna get like the finest amaranth so that he can lead it outside, get it saddled, and then he's gonna say, "All right, so Peter, you're in the back. Rip will be in the front, and I will be sandwiched in between the two of you, and we will ride the singular horse together."
As you're
Peter-
saying this, these two girls run in.
Ah, good thinking, Stony.
No! Why are you here? Why are you here, elf girl? Here to foil my plans again? I will not let you.
I'm not here to foil them. I'm here to help you.
Help? Help? Now, that's a laugh. You've never done a helping in your entire life, I bet.
How dare you? I have been nothing but pleasant to you.
Is it? Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
And what? What else do you have to say for yourself?
You see she's got an acorn in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
No, you wouldn't.
She's been walking closer to you, and when she
Step
gets
back.
into
Stay back.
when she gets into just a couple feet distance, she's going to toss the acorn, and the squirrel on her shoulder is going to jump into the air straight at Stony.
Get it off! Get it off!
You guys see Stony rolling on the floor with a squirrel on him.
I'm guessing they know each other, Rip.
Yeah, do you think he needs help?
Nah.
Get it off!
While y'all
Get
are
it off!
talking,
Get it off me!
Fern is looking at Sunny and pointing at the horse and kind of gesturing for her to get on the horse with her.
Okay. Knowing that I'm only 4 feet tall and my cloak is tied with fern, I take mind of none of that and I go and try to mount a horse, which I've never done before in my life.
So, as as Sunny is trying to literally climb up the horse, like climb it like the stirrups like a ladder, and she's pulling Fern along because you're tied together. This horse is the only one that's saddled. There is another one just like it nearby. Fern, do you think you know how to mount a horse?
I think I've seen people riding horses before. So theoretically, she knows how to ride a horse.
All right. Before we say what happens next, Pieta and Rip, your teammate is on the ground with a squirrel on him. The squirrel's not biting him or anything. It's just running around on his body, and he's flailing around like he's dying. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna have enough of drama and shoo the squirrel off of him. It is a squirrel after all.
Okay.
Get going.
All right. As you're doing that, Pieta, anything?
Do I notice that they went off to get the horse?
Well, they're right in front of you, getting on the horse that Stony just saddled.
Yeah. I'm like, hey Rip, they're stealing a horse. I think I'm gonna try to go stop them.
How are you going to stop them?
Just kind of using my body because he doesn't know how to do anything else. Whether to like if she's still climbing to like try to like get her off, or it just like being like stop, like literally no plan.
I would say Fern probably just vaults over you or past you, climbs up the horse, and pulls Sunny up while you're holding on to Sunny's legs. The horse starts moving. Pieta's being like dragged along by Sunny's legs. Although you've never ridden a horse before, you two, so it doesn't really know what you want. You do get it to leave the stable and get it to start moving, because horses know this is a trained horse. It knows how to behave in general. And Rip and Stony, you see Pieta hanging on for dear life Don't know why. His feet are dragging the ground. Their horse is just walking out of the stable. And there's another horse right here.
Damn
What are
it!
you going to do?
Elf girl! I swear! Riff, we've got to go. Come. I'll help you up.
Okay, he just grabs me by the back of my neck and
Oh, yeah.
yoinks all 2.5 feet of me.
Are y'all riding bareback, or are you going to saddle this one?
Bareback.
Okay, so you're just
I
hopping
know
right
about
on.
I know about as much about
All right.
horses as Riff would really, so
Hold on to
Stoney's
me.
been
Just
riding
hold
for
on
a
to me.
while. All right. Yeah. You grab onto Stoney's waist, and he kicks the horse, and it bolts off out of there. And within like 20 seconds, you've caught up with their slowly walking horse.
You get off that horse right now!
It seems you've already found a horse, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
Pietta's just hanging, dragging its feet on the side.
hey.
And who is this prisoner that you have? Unhand her!
Prisoner! This is Sunny. Yes, I can have friends, you know.
That's not possible. You are unfriendable. Sonny, there's no need to be with this person. You can hop off the horse at any time.
She joined me, and no one else did, so now we're stuck together, literally. And I gave her an example of the flower, so I think I'm going to stick with her.
Well, that's fine if you want to stick with her, but from now on you are on our team and not hers. So we have 4 members, and the elf girl has no one to be with.
If she's part of your team,
technically
then
we're
so am
one
I.
member right now. Yes.
Damn it.
Nothing.
I mean, I
Okay.
don't know what you have against that elf, but
Okay,
he's pretty resourceful. Should I let go?
Oh, yes, Pieter, please, let the horse go. And you two, please, stop the horse. You're hurting my friend, Pieter.
And Fern is gonna kind of look down, realize that he's hanging, and just mumble, "Young love."
Pietta, your boots are all scuffed up.
Oh man, Mari got me these.
Do you want to ride the horse? There's room.
Wait,
Of
did
course
I
I
just save the day? Did I stop you guys? Sorry, I wasn't quite listening. I had a lot of clomping in my ear.
No, not you, Stony. The one that was clinging to Sunny.
It seems that he saved the day.
Yes, and now he gets a reward. He gets to ride on our horse, right?
You mean my horse? The horse that's not mine, but I'm just borrowing it, which makes it mine by proxy for the next 2 days.
It's not confusing at all.
This sounds suspicious. Do your parents know?
Why, yes, they do. They know everything that I do. I'm a good boy.
What a shame.
Yeah, we're good boys.
I figured that.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm backing you up. We're the best boys in town.
You get on their horse. So we can have our horse, you have your horse. Everyone's happy.
Okay, you know what? We can have 2 horses, and we'll be on the same team. So that means if you win, I win as well. And if you lose, then I lose. But if I lose, then you lose. But if I win, you win.
What he said.
You lose, we win.
No, we win because we're on the same team.
Right, we need to go to the mountain.
And we need to saddle this horse.
And
Can
also
we
you
turn
stink.
around? I knew I liked you, Peter. Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, we got him.
So what's the
Also,
plan? Are you going to saddle up both horses now?
Yes, also, do you two even know how to ride a horse?
Of course we
I
do.
just comment. Hold on to Fern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to saddle up both horses, and then I'm going to go at a very nice, shallow trot together, and so none of us will fall off, and we'll just go together. And you and your nefarious plans, Elf, are foiled. And no more squirrels!
Oh, the squirrels are non-negotiable, Stony.
By the way, her
Fine.
squirrel is back up on her shoulder.
She takes
Well,
out a berry and feeds
sadly,
Say that again, Mel.
well, Sony saddling the other horse, I got very scared at this sound of being able to fall off a horse. So I take my cloak and I tie the other section because I'm still kind of tied to Fern and I try to tie it around the saddle.
Okay. You've got lots of things hanging off of you. You could tie onto things. Okay. So you get your horses saddled and you start riding at a nice slow gait toward the mountain.
Fern is not okay with slow, so she's going to watch how Stony is guiding the horse and try to figure out how he's doing it.
Got it.
And as soon as she feels like she has a grip on how it works, she is going to try to get her horse to go faster.
What are you going to try?
I think she's going to try to, dig her heels into the side.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the horse responds to that. It's trained to do so, and it takes off, and you get thrown back for a sec, and Sonny grabs on tight. Who is Pieta riding with?
Well, if I let go, I guess I got back on with Stony and Rip.
Okay. So you guys are tripling this horse.
Holy horse!
Rip, who was sandwiched in between? Stony, right?
It's
Stony,
me.
Stony's got person in front and behind, and he's holding the reins around Rip's
That's, see,
like
the
on a
way
motorcycle.
I'm imagining this is Rip is the shortest, Stony is the middlest, and Pieta is the tallest.
Okay.
That's a first.
Yeah, so you're on the back of the saddle. With every step, you're bouncing around. But yeah, you guys get going, and you're galloping. Maybe not galloping, but moving at a nice pace. Fern is constantly trying to outpace your horse, Stony, and you're constantly having to catch up. But these horses are trained, and they're really well mannered, and so you guys head up the mountain. You pass several groups who are at this point certainly no longer running, but just trudging along. The group of 15 middle schoolers are sitting on the side of the path as you guys go by, and they're like, hey! They get back up and start running full speed again. And eventually, you start to climb up the base of Mount Tall Peak. Up ahead of you, you see there's a group of searchers on giant goats, and they're jogging up the hill in front of you. Your horses are slowly catching them, but they're a ways off. You don't know if you're going to make it in time. So Fern starts putting the heels to the horses, and off they go. You eventually catch up to these goat riders who seem to be the leaders. The centaur is off to the side, kind of watching everybody and looking back down the hill. She's like the chaperone of this event. And you guys happen to be the first one up to the top of Tall Peak. Excuse me, of Tall Peak. So you're here. What do you do?
Start searching for the flower. Let's go.
Okay.
Where is that flower?
As you
Rip's
guys
gonna hop off and ask, because I remember Sunny and Fern saying that they had gotten a glimpse of what this flower was supposed to look like. So I'm gonna ask them, hey, did you guys see what this flower is supposed to look like?
Indeed.
Can I see?
So Fern's going to take out her pressed flower book and turn to the page and hand it to them, and while she is looking around.
Get a
okay.
good look at it, and then pass it on one of the other guys while I also start looking.
As you pass around this pressed flower in a book, the goat crew arrives, and they're right at the top. You guys came right to the peak, so did they, and they jump off their goats and they tie them up and they start running all around the hilltop looking. Is there anything anybody wants to try to make the search go a little faster or easier?
I personally will, after a couple moments, open my eyes because they've been closed for quite some time now. I will try to get down off my horse, forgetting that I tied myself to the saddle, so it's kind of endeavor. And then once I stand back up after falling down, I'd like to go over to where they tied the goats up.
Okay.
And I would like to start tying them. And if there's any like plants or like things to eat around, like just like tossing them to get the goats to go away.
Well, you had some dandelions.
I did, yes. So I like
So,
try to like
yeah.
lead them away.
So as you untie the first couple goats, they notice you, and that's our goats alone. But these goats are already jogging around, trying to look for something to browse on. Meanwhile, the other four of you are combing the hillside looking for this flower. At that time, another group rides up on horses, and they throw the reins aside. They hop off the horse and they start looking around too.
I go to Fern. I was the last one holding the book, so I give it back to her. I'm like, hey, you had a squirrel, right? Well, you know what they say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 eyes are better than 10, so maybe the little squirrel guy can help.
Oh, he can. This is Theo. Theo! And she kind of holds the book up so that it can look at it and smell it.
Okay.
Hi, Theo. Hi, Theo.
Theo, I need you to find this flower.
Good boy?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask for the book
Down.
again and take the flower and crush it and get a really good smell of it in my hands, and then I'm also gonna offer it to Theo.
Okay.
Just the one! We'll put more in there, I promise!
Only one.
We gotta smell it really good, that's how you find stuff. Okay, here, Theo. You gotta smell it too, bud.
Theo smells it and sinks his teeth in, takes a big bite,
Jesus.
and then poops, and then runs to a nearby dandelion and bites it off and brings it back to you.
No, Theo, this flower. And she's just gonna kind of put the book down, point to it again, tell him to study it, and then go look on her own.
He jumps up to your pocket looking for an acorn.
Theo.
Well, we tried. Let's keep looking.
I was gonna share my cheese with him, but not now.
I know who
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna share
start-
your cheese with. Those goats.
That's
All right,
a
you guys are...
good-
Yeah, go ahead.
The goats. Oh, good idea. I'm gonna run over to Sunny and like take just a heap, 2 handfuls of cheese out of my pockets and be like, here, and no explanation, just run back off to try and see if I smell that flower anywhere. I just handed Sunny 2 big handfuls of cheese, 0 explanation. I'm out of there to go see if I smell that flower anywhere.
Hungry right now, so I just put it in a pocket, but I like take a clump of cheese and I want to go over to the new horses and try to entice one of those horses.
Sure, it'll try to nibble at it. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it friends. Perfect. Yeah, so the search isn't quick, it isn't easy. You guys wander around, and let's see. I think Sunny, not even looking for the flowers, just feeding animals and hoping to distract people. You see about 100 feet away from you what you think might be one of those flowers. You also see one of the other teams pointing at it from across the mountainside. And they're starting to move that way.
How far away are they?
About the same distance from it you are.
Okay. Am I still near any of the animals?
Sure. You want it to be a goat or a horse or a squirrel?
I want to say goat because I feel like those are shorter to the ground.
Sure. Okay. You got a goat near you.
All right, I'm going to try to hop on the goat now that I understand how the mounting of an animal works, and then we'll go that way.
Okay. Goats don't work exactly like horses. And you try to kick it, and it bucks you off. You go flying off.
All right.
It starts it starts bleeding. The goat sounds meh, baaing, and everybody's looking over because this is a big goat and it's making a lot of noise. People are looking at you, sitting on the ground, and the goat, which is jogging away from you.
Okay. Is the other group closest looking towards me too?
Some of them are, yeah. They're still moving toward the flower.
I'm going to start to be like, no, I'm hurt. Come help me. I need help. Try to get them over towards me and away from the flower.
Okay. You see the centaur notices you and starts coming over. You also see that way over there, much nearer the flower than you are, a head pops up looking around. It's Yeta.
Yeah, you called for help? I'm coming!
No, yes, I'm here, but you should. And I try to point where the flower is.
That's just a mountain. What are you?
Yata, flower. I'm trying to just say flower without giving it away.
I don't have a plower. Is that a farm tool? Hey, Stony, you have a plower anywhere? I think that'll help her. Are you hurt?
Yeah, but why does she want a plower? That's not very helpful in this situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Pieta, you notice that this other group is coming toward you, and they're pointing at something on the ground, the same direction that Stony is yelling and pointing, and it makes sense to you. You know she's saying flower.
And then I think I start sprinting towards the direction of where everyone else is going, towards the flower.
Yeah, it's much closer to you than it is to the other group. You see the flower.
Oh yeah, I just beeline to it.
Okay. You get there, then what? You pick it?
Yeah, I go for it. Kind of delicately, maybe, test it, see if there's any weird things, kind of probe the area, and then just kind of grab it, if nothing else stops me.
As you do, the other group gets there, and this big guy stands over you and says, "Give me that." He grabs you by the shirt. "Give it here, kid."
Does Fern see this?
Everybody sees it.
Fern is going to throw an acorn at that guy's head as hard as she can.
Stony's just gonna say, "Run, Peter!"
How far are my legs from his belly? Or how tall is he in comparison to how high he's lifting me up?
Your head's about up to his shoulders. He's not lifting you off the ground. He's just got you by the shirt.
Run! Why is he not running? I don't understand.
But no, Fern throws this amazing throw from about 200 feet away. You just see an acorn off his head, and he lets go of you for a second.
I give him one of the, "What's that over there?" and try to beeline it.
Okay. Yeah, he lets go, and you start running back towards your group. Everybody sees this happen. You hear the guy say to his buddies, "Hey, he got my flower! Let's get him! Let's get it back!" And they all start chasing Pieta.
Horse.
It's not his.
Horse. Horse.
Horse, right, the horses.
These are not your horses, so they're not going to respond to you.
Oh, damn it. What do you want?
I'm gonna pull some cheese out of my pocket as I'm running to them and start whistling as I hold the cheese up.
Okay.
Horses?
The horse
If that's
that you
enough.
fed cheese before comes like sniffing and trotting over.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Let's get on, y'all.
So
Since when
Fern
did you start liking cheese?
is gonna try to help get everyone onto one horse because time is of the essence.
It's impossible. And as you even think of it and start trying it, you realize that's impossible.
Dang it.
Pieta has the flower. He runs up to Rip and the cheese horse. What are you going to do, Pieta?
As I'm running, I'm like yelling to the. Try to. Do I know? Can I see the centaur? Is the centaur visible?
She's watching and she's not doing anything.
Do I not win? Do we not win? What's going on here? What's going on?
You were supposed to bring it back. The first one who brings it back.
We need to go back to town, Peter. Quick, get on the horse and start going.
I attempt to get on the horse.
You get on.
All right, get on. Someone else. Stony, come on. We'll make our headway first.
The only other person that's nearby is Rip. All the others are watching this happen.
Rip, come on. Let's go. Do you know how to ride?
Okay.
All right, let's
Perfect.
go.
No,
Everyone else
but
just
okay.
follow us later. The
Cool.
other horse.
And I saw what Fern did to get the horse moving, which was to dig her heels in the horse, and Rip is going to just like jam their heels into that horse's side because they're like harder means faster, just trying to boogie.
Okay. As Rip does that, Rip, you're on the horse, right? You're not
Yes.
just kicking the horse.
No.
Your feet don't reach quite far enough to where it's
Yeah.
used to being kicked. You
It's
kick
like his
it in the
kidneys. We're
butt,
doing our best. Great.
it bucks a little bit, Rip falls off, and the horse starts running with Pieta on board, straight back down the hill.
Great.
I'm gonna ride a horse.
Pieta, you are on a horse that's in full gallop downhill. It knows where its food is and water, and it's been a long day of riding up there, and it's going downhill now. It's off and running. Pieta, you do your very best to hang on to the horse and to the flower. Where is the flower?
It's on my hand, but I'm gonna store it in my mouth for now.
Okay, you hold it in your mouth. The horse is on a dead run. You guys see this happen. You've got another horse. There are other animals here. The people around see this, and they're boiling uphill to try to get on their goats and horses. Some of them down below on the hill that are still trying to make it to the top and are also like foraging for flowers on the way up. They jump out of the way as Pieta just shoots down the hill. What do you guys do?
I look at Stony because he's the only one who knows how horses work.
That's quite alright. Let's get on. Oh boy, there are 4 of us now. Well, it was good to see you again, except not at all. You plant named Elf Girl, but you are no longer in the group. Come on, Sonny and Rip, let's get on this horse.
Fern is going. Is there a goat around?
Sure.
Okay, Fern is going to get on a goat and also try to grab another one so that she takes it away from other people who could ride it.
So you're stealing a goat. Got it.
I'm stealing 2 goats.
2 goats. Yep. Okay. Stoney's got... Sonny, do you go with Stony?
I like look between them, and then I'm like, her, and I go and jump on the goat that she just grabbed.
Okay. So y'all are both on a goat, pulling another goat.
Yes.
Rip and Stony, you guys take off after Pieta. The goats, they're walking around with you on your back, but the horses are leaving you guys way behind. Hey, get off my goat! That's my goat!
Nope. Fern pulls a bunch of berries out of her pocket and kind of waves it in front of its mouth to see if it wants it.
Oh, it wants it. It goes for the berries.
Perfect. She's just going to start throwing them ahead.
These goats see that, and they take off after the berries. They're both kind of butting heads to try to get to the berries first. But every time one gets one, Fern throws another one, and you guys are flying down the hill after the horses.
Play Fern?
Everybody else up there is continuing to look for flowers and figure out how to try to get back, except for the one guy who said he took my flower. You guys see him behind you on a horse running down the mountainside.
I don't like that guy.
What, Mel? I mean,
Is it
Sonny?
Fern and I that see the horse, or everyone?
Well, if you look, anybody could. I'm just giving that as general info. You can look back and see it.
What is the order? Like, are they in front of us on the goats, or are they behind both Stony and us?
They're behind all of you guys.
Okay. Fern is gonna kind of elbow Sunny. Sunny, distract them. Distract them.
I turn to him and be like, "Do you want to hear a puppet show?"
No, not
And I pull out Grim.
away from
boy.
us. Away from
God.
us.
Should have been more specific.
Yeah, so this horse is catching up to the goats pretty fast. You pull out a puppet, and Grim is crazy looking. And you shove it up in its face, and the horse shies and kicks off to the side and veers off. And the guy on the horse, "What are you showing him, you crazy?" And he takes off to the side. You guys are still going downhill. Now, you run down the mountain. You're not back to Gladewell yet. At the base of the mountain, Pieta's horse slows to a trot and slows to a standstill. And stops moving.
That's right.
As you speak, the flower falls out of your mouth.
Should probably hold on to this. It's all wet. Oh, I get off the horse. I thank it. Hey, thank you.
You're not anywhere near town yet.
Oh, I mean, I don't get off the horse. Wait, why is it coming to a stop?
It just stopped.
Oh, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hey, buddy, you wanna go? I try to give it a kick, like I've seen Rip and Stony do.
Yeah, it starts jogging a little bit, and you're bouncing up and down as it trots along. About this time, Stony catches up. Stony and Rip catch up to you.
Oh, thank goodness. Do you still have the flower?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, good. And you were unharmed.
I think.
Great. Most people get butt bumps on their first rides, but you seem to be doing really well.
I can't feel a thing back there.
Okay, you have butt bumps, but we'll solve that when we get somewhere else later. I'm so sorry. Anyway, here. Let's tie these two together and be on our way.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
I'll do it for us.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Great
Should we
idea,
speed up?
Stony.
Yeah, as you guys are doing that, the goats show up.
So you followed us.
We're on the same team,
Clever
Stoney.
move, but it'll be your last. We have
Guys,
the
look, I have
horses.
the flower! And the flower!
He has the flower.
Okay, protect the flower.
Golden.
Okay!
What?
He puts it back in his mouth.
That would be why.
All right. About this time, you see other people coming down. Some of the people with the other goats are riding down, holding, saying, "I beat you!" And they charge past, and they just keep going.
We need to go now.
Let's see if these horses like berries. And she's gonna start throwing them.
The goats do. They jerk ahead and go for them. And so you guys on horses see the goats just take off.
I give my horse another kick. Hey, hurt Stoney, look at this!
Damn
And
it.
the horse runs after the goats. Tony and Rip, you're the last ones. Are you following?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because our horses are tied together, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And so actually Stoney's being led now. Stoney, it
Well-
occurs to you that you actually did some hard work today.
Yeah, he's sweating more than usual, isn't he?
Yep.
You smell kind of weird.
You, Rip, I didn't expect to hear that from you. I'm so sorry.
I just thought you'd wanna. I just thought you'd wanna know.
No. Thank you.
You've never
for telling
smelled like
me.
this before. Yeah.
Well, you just. I mean, I could. Never mind. I'm just going to leave things as they are.
Yeah, as you
Anyway,
guys
I'll fix my smell later, I suppose.
As you guys gallop back to Gladewell, you see the centaur come draw even with you and give you guys a nod and go on past, running so easily and smoothly that it's so much faster. And as you pull back into Gladewell, into the circle, there are the goat crew is cheering and celebrating. They have brought back a flower. But
Flower.
yeah, you don't know if it's the correct one, but you guys have brought back a very spitty flower. It turns out that they brought the correct one, and so they beat you guys by about 4 minutes. But there are lots of people standing around, wishing congratulating everyone and patting you guys on the back. Well, you didn't get first, but you did the job. You did well done. The centaur is talking to the white one, and they seem to be done with this. But all the people, all the visitors, the recruiters, the dignitaries, that type of group, they're all standing around talking to the contestants. Is there anybody that anyone wants to go up to and share some words?
I quickly want to give Fern like a psst, hey, by the way, here's to replace the flower that you lost in your book.
Fern is so touched. Thank you. Can you maybe dry it off a little and then we'll... Thank you.
It's been like so wet that he didn't even realize.
It's fine. It'll help it grow.
Really? Nice!
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna squish it into the book.
I'll go up to Rip and be like, Rip, do you want your pocket cheese back? It got a little squished.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna give that to the horses and the goats to distract them, but thanks for it back. I appreciate it.
Didn't even cross my mind to do that. I thought you just thought I looked hungry or something.
That's okay. I probably should have explained.
Yeah.
All these people around are standing there. Fern, you see a woman in the crowd. You don't know why you noticed her, because she's wearing tan and gray. Looks like she very nondescript. Got a short bobbed dark brown hair. And she just meets your eyes. Gives you a wink. And then slides sideways into the crowd and is gone. Let's see. Stony. The very old wizard with the pointy, like, Goku, you know, Goku hair with all the points coming out. But it's longer than that, and it's green. Spikes. He's got green eyes when you see him up close in these gold robes, sparkly gold robes, and these bright pink shoes. He's talking to somebody and he goes, "Well," he turns to you, Stony. "You've done it. Congratulations."
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated.
Let's see. Rip. You see the gnome that you saw earlier with this fine outfit on and the little harp. He's playing the harp. He's already making a song about this competition. He's playing nearby you. He nods to you. Pieta, this dwarf that we mentioned earlier with the plaited beard, the very deep scowl, the scars on his face. He's standing near you in this crowd, and he catches your eye and he says, "Success, boyo."
He looks at him and just kind of like registers what he says, and tries to like discern him. "You look familiar," and then his jaw just drops. "Are you Thorber Fallbeck?"
I am. What's the big deal?
No big deal. He like tries to be. He just tries to be like the coolest dude ever. He's like, "No," but just laughs for like it's just a little too long. So yeah, we had great success. We almost did it. We were just so close. But we'll get it next time. We never give up. This group is. There are people that never give up. Oh
So, success or no?
Great success.
That's what I like to hear. Optimism. He slaps you on the back really hard and practically knocks you down.
Yeah, he goes flying a little bit.
Sonny, you glance over at the centaurs, and you see them talking to someone that you've always heard was dangerous. A witch. You've seen her around. She's very old, and she's stooped and wears all dark blues and dark browns. She's got things hanging off of chains and cords around her, just dangling all over the place. but you notice her. This is the lady who lives in the woods that the kids have always said, don't go over there. There's a witch in the woods. But she's talking amiably with the centaurs, and they seem to be very respectful of her. And she sees you staring and waves like not a very gnarled hand. Not claws, but it almost registers as that because that's what you expect. It's just an old bony hand. She just waves to you and smiles, and she doesn't smile with teeth. Yeah, exactly. She just kind of
look over my
smiles without
shoulders, and
baring
I'm sure
her
she's
teeth.
actually smiling at me, and I'm
She's
like,
pointing this long nose at you. And then she turns back
Hi.
and talks to the centaurs.
Fern, did you see that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That was scary.
So,
She said hi to me. It was scary.
Oh, yes. Right. Fern was paying attention to the other woman.
right. Fern also starts to realize that you've been in the spotlight all day long and you're okay. You're not dead. Nobody's pinned you to the ground and torn you open. Nobody's made fun of you. Nobody's really even cared. You've just been like in front of everybody all of a sudden.
That's exciting. Fern feels this new sense of power. I don't know if that's the right word, but something along those lines, because now nothing is holding her back.
Rip, you participated. And you were, fairly successful. You solved problems. What is Rip feeling right now?
Rip is really curious about why this specific flower we were supposed to go get, and really wants to go ask the centaurs questions about it, but they're pretty freaked out by just their size and demeanor. So I'm kind of trying to listen in on like Fern and Sunny's conversation, because I clocked the witch looking at Sunny, and I'm like, does Sunny want to go over there? If Sunny wants to go over there, I think I can go with them. But I don't want to go by myself. But if somebody else wants to go talk to the centaurs and the witch, like maybe I'll go talk to them too and see what this flower is about. I really want to know, but I can't go over there by myself.
Perfect. And Pieta, you saved the day, and you rode a horse, and you got the flower, and even though you came in second, you did a lot of stuff kind of on your own and helped the team. What's Pieta feeling right now?
He's trying his best to stay composed and, cool and like, yeah, we're a team. But like on the inside, he's like so giddy, like, oh my god. Like, I don't think it's hit him yet. It hasn't hit him that, like, later when he gets home, he's gonna be like, I did that! Just.
Yeah, and it's only halfway through the day, and there's 3 more events coming up. And so
Wow,
as
yeah.
you guys are all feeling your oats, and, you almost did this. You came really close. Stony, you look over at Fern, who is engaged in a conversation with someone. Can't remember. I guess Sunny. What is Stony feeling about today?
Certainly a lot of things. Did not like the whole squirrel bit.
Sure.
He still feels like Fern is up to something. He firmly believes that one of Fern's goals in life is to make him as miserable as possible. But he also is struggling with the fact that he's seen Fern more like resourceful and helpful rather than hindering, and he's very wary. He wants to know what the angle is. But other than that, he feels like he's done like a full day of chores, but he doesn't feel bad. He actually feels like quite good. He feels feels ready. You know, he didn't win this. He, you know, we weren't the winners the first time around, but he's pretty confident about the next time. And like the biggest wizard just approached him from the Alabaster Lyceum, so he's a little freaking out right now too.
Okay. I'd like to leave you guys with 2 last images before we close for the day. The first is Pieta sees the guy who grabbed your shirt up on the mountain. He's back now in the crowd, and you see him you just suddenly you're looking around, you catch him standing there, and he is glaring at you. And he's got a couple of guys next to him, and he sees you look at him, and he points at you. And you know exactly what he means. The next image I would like to leave you with is as the witch and the centaurs are talking, the big white male centaur covered with blue runic tattoos steps away from the conversation and walks toward you guys and stops right in front of Rip, looking down, staring down from like 8 feet above, and says, "I believe you have questions." And we're going to call it there for the night, folks. We'll pick up next time where we talk to people. We go into our next 3 events, which are wrestling, wooden swords, and arm wrestling, cooking, and performances, all on the rest of day 1. I'm kind of surprised and kind of sorry that this one thing took the whole 2 hours, but that's the way it goes. And I hope you guys are having fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming with us, guys. We're Zeros to Heroes, and we're working our way up the ladder. Good night, everybody.